All right, this next one ties into what I was saying earlier. This show, I got to get home to watch this episode 3. It's called Sweet Tooth.
What's so good about this?
Well, I don't know. I can't be spoiling anything, but it's just Netflix's most recent thing that they're marketing. It's their most recent show. They spent a few dollars on it, and it's really kind of timely because the conflict in the show is very relevant to right now.
Okay.
There's a virus. I can say that without spoiling anything. The trailer tells you that there's a virus.
Do you grow horns and
Well, there's some sort of correlation.
elf ears?
There's some sort of correlation with human-animal hybrids and this virus. And I watched 2 episodes. A lack of connection right now as to how they're combined. What? There's a lot to learn. But what this story is actually about. And by the way, so far I found it to be somewhat interesting. I'm watching with the kids. I find it to be somewhat interesting. I'll say that at 2 episodes. But what this story is about is actually the advertising techniques and tactics of the show. Very intense. I want you to scroll down a little bit right now. This is the cover of the USA Today magazine. Click on that. The USA Today magazine, newspaper. Hybrid babies born across the U.S. World reacts to new generation of half-human, half-animal children with both awe and concern.
Huh. That's quite an ad.
Oh my goodness gracious! That's it. See the print where it says
very aggressive.
The print where it says advertisement above there is a lot of people missed it and read it. I mean, the way it looks like the head story. Very effective.
Yeah.
Like if you were trying to walk past that, good Lord.
Let me buy that newspaper.
That is some next level clickbait when it's presented in the way on a traditional newspaper. It is some next level.
This is front page too.
Front page. And then if you go to the next one, it looks like stories written by alternative journalists. Like you see Robert Smith, Lane Feynman. It looks like exclusive photos inside. Like it looks like there's multiple people weighing in on this new development.
Right.
It's pretty wild, and it's a show on Netflix.
Yeah.
Now, so part of me, I get it. People are upset. They're like, hey, that needs to be labeled differently. You're going to catch people off guard. And then part of me is like, wow, that's weird how it's cool how well it works.
Yeah.
Like when you shift the presentation of something.
Sure.
Because I'm already watching the show, it immerses you even more. But I get it, why people are apprehensive. This is a thing, by the way, that publications have been doing recently, Will, because, as you know, the newsprint business, it ain't what it used to be. So you got cash in here and there. And so they've been loosening those guidelines for how they treat the front page, for example.
They're desperate.
But this one in particular rubbed some people the wrong way.
Yeah, they don't like it?
Just the fact that it's not immediately apparent that it's an ad and not news. But either way, I mean, for me, it kind of actually amps up the show. It puts like a real world kind of. So I don't know if this is for people who are already watching the show or I don't know. Anyway, it is some new style marketing tactics. I can see how it gets out of hand too.
Yeah.
If this becomes a popular way in which companies market fictional content.
Yeah, you know what? I just listened to a podcast explaining about how they advertised The War of the Worlds by Orwell back in, I think, in the 1940s, where it was an alien invasion broadcasted in radio throughout the U.S. and people they thought it was real, and they were just panicked,
glued to it. Like that's a thing. It's hard sometimes for me to get glued to something. It's hard for me to suspend temporarily. Like, so there's a weird thing where I kind of like the crossover where it feels more tangible, but at the same time, it is obviously dangerous.
Yeah, some people can definitely take it the wrong way.
The real fake thing, but it can be really immersive too if you. I don't know. I'm trying to find a good example for this, but
you and I think this is fun.
Do we? I just think it's effective.
It's effective, sure.
It's fun. Yeah, I guess we do think it's fun.
But we don't think it's like a negative like connotation to it.
Well, this could be taken a lot of wrong ways, man.
But just you and I, like, we think it's like, yeah, it's interactive, like it's fun. By no means do we think it. Oh, like, is this the work of gene editing and just negativity?
I think it's just strictly the way that it's positioned. That's all. If it was not even the front page, I think it would be different. It's just that you're walking across it and you feel like you got baited if you know nothing about the show and you pick it up and then you're being advertised a show and you're like, hey, man, easy.
Yeah, at that point, that would be kind of
like for you
crappy.
and I, it was just a click and a story and a read. And for everybody who clicked on this clip, that's all it was.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess if you were on your way somewhere and you saw a newsstand, wherever those things happen to be,
like, hey,
and you stopped and picked it
CRISPR
up,
at it again.
and yeah, you might be leading down the wrong path.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people do you hear, Will, that repeat a headline? They'll say, did you hear the thing? And you're like, no, absolutely not. What else did it say? And they're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like they didn't read.
That's it.
They didn't read the actual thing. They only got as far as the headline. So it is, you can understand the danger in that if you, whatever the rules are with that. But yeah, I'm already watching the show, so I feel like for me it enhances it. But it is risky business, no doubt.